We're going in, Crystal. Okay, I'm getting the turnstile at the subway where you have to pay before that bar spins. You know, that weird bar that comes across your belly and you have to push it out of the way? That's what I'm getting. And it feels like to me that you keep ramming into that turnstile instead of just putting a ticket in or telling people how to do it. They don't know exactly how. What is going on with that? We're going to look in the cards and see. For Crystal, what's up with the pay bar coming through? I'm going to flip this down so you can see. When I wanted to go in the traditional way that I do with the Australian 10 layout that Ellie does, when I wanted to go there and do the 5-row and the 5-row, it wouldn't let me do the 5-row. So what we're going to do is go in here. We've got the World and the Fool on the top, the end of one thing and going into another. There's something that needs to come in, something brand new where you've completed something and you're going into the next thing. So what is this about? And how you're making the announcement needs to be looked at. The Emperor is doing it on old terms. This Emperor feels old and out of date by the world here. Old and out of date terms. There's something about the way that you're phrasing about, you're asking specifically about the readings. You're not accenting the knowledge that you have, the gift, the skill, the truth that you carry to bring forward. It needs a greater accent on it. The King of Swords. There's something that's shifting, and it will shift for you by spring. It may shift for you even before the end of February. The traditional route that you have done and the traditional wisdom you hold is great, but the inner truth, the inner knowing, and the spiritual knowledge that you have is greater, is what I'm getting. It's bigger than that. So that's what I'm getting here. Now let's look a little bit deeper in here. We're going to layer this around. We're going almost in a slight rosette fashion. Hopefully you can see this. We're going to fling this out. Give me a minute to shuffle this. Yeah, there's something about the... I'm getting the way the messaging is before you take the leap of faith. The messaging that you're putting out, it's old. There's something about it that's old, and it doesn't accent the knowledge that you have, the information that you can bring through, the truth that you can bring through. It needs to be more light-filled, light illuminated, and more light-based. There's another gift that you use in your readings besides just the knowledge of the tarot. That would be the traditional knowledge you're using. Also, the spiritual knowledge that comes through that needs to be accented a little bit more. And this is something that is causing you a little bit of a hiccup, and it's almost like, okay, all right, we're going to switch for a minute. There was a time when I used to not want to call myself psychic or declare this. You know that sometimes you have these things like, I used to not want to admit that I read mystery novels either. Like I would be like, oh no, what would people think? You know, really kind of crazy in my earlier days. I thought that. And then the first time that I said that, yeah, I'm a tarot reader and a psychic, that threw me for a loop because I didn't like the labels, I still don't like the labels much. There's something about accepting the truth of who you are and the truth of what your gifts are that you need to be able to verbally acknowledge and state the truth of. If you want to have more of this coming forward, you need to give yourself the credibility for this first. You need to allow yourself to declare, yes, I am psychic. Yes, I am a reader. Yes, I do more than tarot readings. Yes, I do have spiritual gifts. You need to be able to speak that truth up instead of stifle it down. You say it's frustrating. It's 6 years and all work and underpaid. You need to start doing the work, whether the payment is in there or not. It's not that the payment doesn't matter. But doing the work anyway, and this is keep doing the work, keep doing the work. Sometimes I'm here and I'm doing TikTok or doing whatever, and it feels like reads are just popping. Other times reads are slow. Show up and do the work, because it's every bit as much about you doing the reading and speaking that truth out there as it is about whether you're receiving the payment or whether people are coming towards. So keep doing it, keep trusting it, keep doing it. All right, we're going to go deeper in the rosette. So 1 second, we're going to go look in this layer. Okay. Looking in the layer. Oops, hang on. There we go. The world says, finish, let go, move beyond this magic looking a certain way and the manipulation of a certain way. Move beyond looking what you're going to manifest, what you're going to manifest, what you're going to manifest. Start moving towards the trust, the trust, the trust. Trust the 6 of Wands. Trust the victory is there. Trust the victory is there. And this is the 6 of Wands. This is... you mentioned the 6 years, and I'm telling you that life happens in 7-year chapters, and this is something about to pop. This is a sign of the new year often coming in. We're going to this card next. The 5 of Swords, leaving the battlefield from a different way. You've proven your point on a certain thing, and you need to leave the battlefield and head towards something else. This wants to go out a little bit further. Queen of Swords, the truth. Speaking the truth. Sometimes she's perceived as abrupt or abrasive, but she speaks the truth. She knows the truth, and she's very, very fair. We've got 12-12 coming in on my clock right now. This is when there's 4 groups of 4, 4 groups of 4, 4 foundations set up. This can be a series of years, 4 groups of 4, 4 years coming through. What are we getting? I want 2 more on here. The Knight of Swords and the Two of Swords. There is a choice in how you're proceeding that needs to be looked at and dealt with differently. Charging forward with the truth in a reckless manner doesn't serve. Using the truth as if it were a law unto itself, as if she were somebody that was in charge of handling, carrying the truth, and dispersing the truth in a different way. This is all swords through here. Boom, 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 boom. That's big. All right. And then here, we have the King of Swords. It is going to take the 3 months. What else we need to know? This old emperor, you need to be approaching it from a different way. Not the old traditional way. The very, very, you're going to have to follow the nudge on this. There's one that wants to come out this way. Let's see what we got. Yeah. Okay. So we're seeing the tower here. The old way needs to be dismantled and set down. So what you're doing, if you were one that had business cards that were old, they would need to be redone. If you were one that was using a certain formula for what was, like, say you were in the business of selling lotions. I know you're not, but this is the analogy. Say that there was a certain formula that you used for selling the lotion, and this was your prime lotion, your prime lotion, your prime lotion. It might be that you're supposed to be formulating something entirely different than lotion. You don't sugarcoat either. It just feels all contradictive. The truth of what you don't want to see, the truth of what you don't want to do is exactly what you should follow more. Sometimes we don't want to change what we're doing, where we're working, how we're working, who our demographic is, that kind of thing. Sometimes we get in this comfortable space and the universe wants us to go somewhere else. This is a liberation. What you've been building up hasn't been working. The epiphany of the lightning striking through, like blammo. It's going to break it all down and bring it to something that's very, very basic. It might be that you're doing readings and what you're being led to do is something more than just the readings. Like, I taught voice lessons for 5 years. That's how I used my voice. That's how I used what I was doing. I taught voice for 5 years. And then all of a sudden when COVID hit and everything shifted, I quit teaching voice and I started doing tarot, and my voice was used in an entirely different way. The gift was used in an entirely different way. This is what's coming through. So it might not be that you're doing the lotion. Suddenly maybe you're doing maple syrup. I don't know. But it feels very different. The readings and the gift of tarot and your spiritual gifts is here. There feels like another spiritual gift, another spiritual truth, and another way of conveying it wants to come through. The Page of Swords is showing what you've observed and what you've seen and what you've witnessed that doesn't work. So if something ain't working, it ain't working. You need to do something different and new instead of build the same thing. And then here we have the Eight of Cups. You're needing to leave something behind. An old way needs left behind. Walk away from what doesn't feel fulfilling to you. Say you were on some social media platform and your whole thing in tarot was reviewing decks. And it was just like, here's the blah, blah, blah deck. Here's what it's like, blah, 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 blah. 1,000,001 people have done tarot decks and tarot flip throughs, and I've loved many of them. I've loved seeing many of them. But say that's what you thought you were supposed to be doing. And then all of a sudden it's like, you know what? No, now I'm doing some other spiritual work. Maybe it's to do with light language. Maybe it's to do with drumming. Maybe it's to do with tuning into your clairs, or a class on how to get in touch with your clairs. It's something very different than what is just a tarot flip through channel. It feels like the whole structure is something that you're walking away from and doing something different. And it's not that the readings, that you do have been for naught. It's that it's to help you to step into your voice stronger. We're going to my third deck now. Same deck, third deck. The Hierophant, the gift, and the tradition feels like the foundation that you've laid. I'm going to throw this down here so you can see all the cards. Throw this down here so you can see the cards. The foundation that you've laid has been significant. It's been big, and you've had lots of tradition. You're going to have to go out on a limb. Wow. Okay. All right. This is why. Okay. All right. What I'm getting is you're going to have to go out on a limb and be a little bit wonky, a little bit more distinctly scary, vulnerable. This is lots of ducks lining up in a row and you don't even know it. Lots of things that you're lining up, lots of efforts that you made lining up, lots of things that you've launched, but they're launching and landing somewhere else than you would think. Your garden is actually getting more and more full. The fruits are coming in. The fruits are coming in. Just because they can't be plucked off the vine yet doesn't mean they aren't there. They are growing, growing, growing. They're coming into fruition. It's going to take a little time. You think you have to choose A or B, A or B, A or B. Take the blindfold off. The choice is actually radically different. The truth, the heartache, the heartbreak, and the knowledge and the clear messages that come from the knowing. This is expansion via heartbreak. This is the twos are the choices, the threes are about expansion. Expansion via heartbreak, via letting something go. Queen of Wands, being receptive to what's coming towards you. There is some way that you're supposed to be stepping on the path in a different kind of way. I'm telling you, it's not that you can't do the readings. You can continue to do the readings, but you have bigger homework than that, sweetie. You have bigger homework to offer. Bigger homework and bigger things that are a little bit maybe intimidating, vulnerable, scary, seem a little hippie trippy, seem a little out there on a limb quite a bit. It feels like this is what you're supposed to be doing, expressing yourself in a new way. It's just as radically different as voice lessons to tarot reading, yet the voice is being used. So for you, it's just as radically different as tarot reading to something else. Say you do light language or something like that. Whatever it is, whatever is this other spiritual gift that comes in alongside with tarot that teaches some of the truths of tarot to you. You're being called to step into that a little bit more. It's not that you're setting tarot down, it's you're layering in. What else is going on? Whoa, whoa, whoa. You don't want to budge. Oh gosh. You don't want to budge. It's like you do not want to change your trajectory. And if you don't change it, we know the Tower comes in. The trajectory is changing. Whether you want to change it or not, it will be changed or you will be chained. And that's what I'm getting. Let's see what else is coming up. The pay bar, go back to the pay bar. The person that's not paying the toll, to get through the bar is you, because you don't want to be vulnerable in a certain way. And the person that needs to hurdle the bar, get over the bar, you can either pay the thing or jump over the damn thing. It's not going to matter either way. You have to do something different. The pay bar, you're going to get paid more for some other kind of work and paid better for some other kind of work. Why am I getting this? You're not just the passenger on the train among other passengers. It's like you need to be the conductor. You need to be driving the fucking train. You need to move on from something that's old. Honor the gift of being the Batman. Honor the gift of being the Page of Coins and the Queen of Coins. Be the Batman in your own story. Know your talent, know your gift, know your resource. And then the breakthrough comes through. Okay. So I'm going to do a little bit of light singing for you to just show you what it is to shift from the gift, from one gift to another, so it's different. So you might want to turn your volume down. I'm going to sit back. I don't usually do this. Well, I don't usually do this on camera, but I'm doing it. You need to know. Hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, 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 oh, hey, on to receive so fair. Hey, oh, hey, hey. Hey, oh, hey, 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 oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, 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 oh, hey, 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 oh, hey, 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 oh, onto, yeah, sini, so, yeah, sini, so me, so me, so me, so me, so me. I can barely sing that through, but what I'm getting is there's a fierceness wanting to come through. Now, when I'm doing light singing, I'm frequently praying also. And this is a form of prayer I have. There are times when it comes through so strongly, the emotion comes up from basically where your feet are, where your butt is, where you're sitting, and comes through. What this is telling me as pertaining to you and your read, the way you read, the skills you have for reading, there is still a guardedness in you that needs to be revealed, pulled aside, let go, let through, let out, and it needs to come through. I brought you to tears. Not how I sing. Yeah, it's not about vocal perfection when you're doing that kind of thing. It's about letting the emotion come through. And there is something that is a blockage that you will be letting come through, a vulnerability that you will be letting come through. Okay, we're going back to the first deck. Anything else she needs to know? Is chained or change? Up to you, up to you. Oh, thank you, Chad. Thank you. All right, let's see what's going on. Oh my gosh, look at you. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now this is what's coming through. And this, when we look down, it's right here, right here, right here. So you don't have to be in this indecision at the crossroads anymore. Start stepping forward and doing things. You've lined up enough that's already there for you. You've already lined it up. You've already done a lot of practicing. Let go of whatever your heart was attached to and move forward towards victory. This is what we're getting for you. The victory is going to be there for you. It's going to be there, sweetie. What I'm getting is that whether you know it or not, you are meant to share another gift. And it's not so radically impossible to share this other gift. There will be a way made. Just start taking the steps that you need to do. Whatever steps you can figure out to do, start doing them. And it will be honored because you are sharing a genuine piece of yourself, genuine piece of your wisdom, of your soul, and of your knowledge. And it will come through as such. And this is what's coming forward for you. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget your value and your worth. There's generational breakthrough happening with this. It's huge. That's what I've got for you. That's complete. That's gorgeous. Wow. I love that for you. Good luck, honey. Let me know. Let me know if you feel so inclined to let me know how it's going for you. I would love to hear back about that. All right. Now let's see what else is going on. I'm trying to catch up on the messages. You are so, so welcome, honey. So, so welcome. Yeah. It's a weird thing sometimes when we are shy about claiming our gifts. Some of us are born into families where that's just the norm, and some of us aren't. So claiming the gifts is almost like, oh, do I dare? Do I do that? And we get all cringy about what it is. It's actually a beautiful gift. I can't ever imagine a rose cringing at being a rose. And if you think about the rose and how it blooms in its own time, right? It doesn't cringe and shy away from something. When the sun is on it, then it opens up. So you got to allow that opening to happen for you. So that's what I've got. Okay. All right, Kim, is there anything else that we need to be aware of for today, for this particular moment? Hey, it's Steph. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. Your hub said it's fantasy, but has been there so much evidence for your gifts and truth. Your hubs might not be the one in this life that's going to be doing the spiritual work. He might be doing something else. Like Phil and I work really well together, but he's a truck driver and he doesn't read tarot at all. And he's seen numerous of these tarot things, but he'll hold up the cards or help how he can support. But he doesn't have the interest to read the tarot cards like I read the tarot cards, but he'll support what I'm doing. Hubs don't necessarily see it. And the first time I did light language, I think Phil was like, what the hell? And coming into your own spiritual gifts, it's your spiritual package. It's your spiritual gift. It's like the universe gives you a present for you to unwrap. It's not meant for others. So when you open that up, when you have that happen, that's for you to have happen in your own time. Steph says, I'd love for Phil to do a reading for you. I don't know if Phil would ever do that. I don't know if he would feel comfortable doing that. And not because anything of you, but his own confidence might get in his way. I think he knows more about tarot and has picked up more about tarot than he actually thinks he has. So I don't know. So that's whether your husband knows it or not. If you can be in this space where you love each other and you're supporting each other in the growth in this life process and letting things unfold, he doesn't have to know exactly why. Like my husband didn't need to know exactly why I wanted the singing bowls or the tuning forks or the drum or all these things that are instruments where I don't really play them super, super well, but when I get resonant, I get resonant. Remember when Luke used to do terrible tarot with Jen? If I could talk Phil into it, believe me, that would be fun. I will try again, but I'd be actually astonished if he ever did. If he ever did, I'd be surprised. But I would be happy to be surprised. I would be very happy to be surprised by that. That would be great. But no, if your husband or your family that's close to you, like I have a certain sister, I'll tell her when I'm excited when a reading has gone right and I've tapped into something and it's like totally lining up and it could be, a purple unicorn, whatever is going to be something that somebody's going to see. And they're like, yeah, I have a purple unicorn on my desk, blah, blah, blah. And I'd be excited and I'd share with my one sister and she'd be like, oh, and it's just too outside her box. So if your spiritual gifts are a little too outside the box for your partner or your family, that's okay. That's okay. Different curriculums and different times. So anyway, just trust your own self and trust what's going on. And if you need to do something that is a little bit different than what the world sees as your gift or different than what you thought, it doesn't mean that you've done wrong. It doesn't mean that it was wrong for me to teach voice when I taught voice and wrong to do tarot now. And it doesn't mean that before that, when I did massage, it was wrong for me to do massage and energy healing either. It all kind of starts tying together. So let there be more than one path, because there's many paths and you're probably not very far off of it. So you feel unsupported by him and it hurts. Don't rely on him getting it. There's something about a prophet in their own land. There's something about a preacher in his own land. And I can't take the sting of that away from hurting, but it might not be that he's meant to be supporting exactly what your spiritual path is right now. It might not be that. You can just breathe your way through it. You can just know that what you're doing that feels right in your soul, in your heart, that's aligned for you, that's the path you need to follow. And if he can't get it, just like my sister who sent me the Charlie Brown deck, by the way, who likes getting personal tarot once in a while, but isn't very often on the show, isn't very often engaged in this channel, it doesn't mean you need their support in that way. What you need is just what supports you in your life right now. And then your spiritual gifts and the support that you bring forward for yourself is important. Stephanie's saying self-validation is much more empowering than waiting. Yes. Thank you, Stephanie. Yes, 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 exactly. Exactly. Don't rely on anyone else's self-validation. Don't rely on one else's validation over your own self. This is learning to trust yourself, your gift, and what you want to do. Exactly, 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 exactly. Yes, exactly. When you rely on what it is that your spirit is saying to you and what your guides are showing you and what's coming through, it's meant for you. He takes you to the forest and your Shasta hippie stores anyway. Yes. Yes. Okay. So, Crystal, Phil doesn't knit or crochet, but whenever we go on vacation, he will find out the stores, like in California, when we've gone to visit his mom, where are they selling the fancy pants yarn? Where is a yarn shop to go to? And since I've started doing tarot more than knitting, where's the fancy pants tarot shop? Does that mean that he wants to read tarot? No. But that is his way of showing love for me. That is his way of supporting. So it might not look exactly like you think. He might not ever believe in spirit guides or light language or anything like that. He doesn't necessarily have to. You have to believe in you and love him where he's at, just like you want him to love you where you're at. That's the best thing I can tell you right there. Really, really. Steph nailed it so good. Because the external validation is nice sometimes. It'd be nice if I called my sister and she's like, really? That's amazing. That's not how she does. But what does she do? Oh, I'll show you what she does. She knows enough to get me this little wonder, the Charlie Brown Tarot, from her. From her. She knew enough that, okay, my sister loves tarot. I don't quite get it, but okay. Her husband, I didn't even know if he would like me bringing tarot cards to their house when I visited her in New York. And where did he take me? Oh, he took me to the Amityville Tarot shop when I wanted to go. Like, I need to go to that Amityville Tarot shop. I feel like going. He's like, I'll take you. Hop on in the car. So the support might come through at unlikely moments and unlikely times. Trust yourself, trust your gift, and trust the universe is in support of what you're doing in whatever way. And that's all you need is you and the universe, you and the creator. If you're in alignment that way, that's what you need. Anything else is just kind of like a bonus perk, a surprising, well, okay, that's nice. Or, okay, yeah, let's go. Hop in the truck. We'll go to Amityville. Okay, great. And the other gifts that are coming in for you, you need to pay attention to those. Start paying close attention. I don't get the sense that you can't travel the field, and I'm meaning the Akashic field, in whatever way you want. Yeah, and I follow my YouTube if you're following there, because I might be doing some exploratory on that. Tiger's on your mind. Is he okay? He's with his dad. I think he is okay as far as I know. Alta is my daughter, and that's Tiger's mom. And she's coming over a little later, and she hasn't said that anything is awry. I think he would prefer to be with his mom this Christmas than with his dad, but he's with his dad. So it's like, all right, okay. But he is okay. So we haven't heard from what's going on in Tiger's world lately because he's been with his dad. So, yeah. Yeah, this is one of the big advantages of TikTok, of YouTube, of all the social platforms, is that our soul tribe can be coming together. And sometimes there's only one in the family that's like this. Sometimes this is something that's been generationally sifted out. So maybe 5 or 6 generations ago, they would have been like, everybody's kind of woo-woo. And then everybody gets uptight and conservative for a while. And so nobody in the current tribe knows what was happening 5 generations back. Then we get these woo-woo insights or these woo-woo things, and it's like, huh, okay. And this is where generational legacy and breakthrough comes through. That 10 of coins, I'm telling you, it's legacy and generational breakthrough when you see that. And it's huge because you are going beyond what would be the typical security and something that's inherently gifted to you as legacy. So that's what's going on with that. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, then I'll probably tap out for the day. But if there's something else, let me know. If we want to do a collective, we can do a collective. So you guys let me know. Steph, thank you for tapping the screen so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hopefully it helps the algorithm. I don't know if it does or not. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, we're going to go to the Somnia, or the Somina Tarot. Where is that one? Where is it? Why do I need to go there and then I can't find it? So aggravating. There it is. 1 second. We're going here because this had the shadow lessons in here the other day. So we're going to go in here and look for some of the shadow lessons that came up. Now this is the Illustrated Somnia Tarot. So you can get this tarot and it's got like more pictorial. Tonight, yeah, let's shoot for tonight around like 9 o'clock. 9:30, something like that, Kim. If that works, we'll shoot for that. All right, let's see what's going on. And if my vocal cords are holding up, I'll let you know. Okay. The Somnia. Whoa, 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 whoa. The message about the captive is what I'm getting coming through force. We've got the Page of Wands and the 8 of Swords coming through. The message about the captive coming through strongly, strongly, strongly. There needs to be something held up, held up. Hold up your own light. This is coming through, and this is the 6 of Wands. There's a victory coming through. It's like we're holding up our own light, and there's like a biblical thing about better to light a candle, don't put your light under a bushel, some kind of thing like that. We're meant to hold up our own light. About what? About the Ace of Cups, about our spiritual gift. We're meant to do this. It doesn't mean we get to only do the light work. We have to be able to see our own shadow and sort through some of that. It's really, really tricky. This is your favorite deck right now? It is tricky. It's tricky. And look at this. This is the 9 of Wands. This is when we're weary. We're tired. We're sick of holding on and protecting and defending the light, or holding the light, trying to keep others from squelching whatever it is that feels like our light in our dream. There is much darkness in the world right now. That does not need to diminish our light. Our light is meant to exude beyond the darkness that's in the world. We still have to see our own shadow. We still have to know that we're going to deal with doubt. We don't get a guarantee on things. Keep the candles away from the bush. Yeah, I guess we don't need any more wildfires, but what else do we got? There is something to be said on this, okay? So when one candle lights another, lights another, lights another, it increases the wattage. It increases the output of light that is there altogether. So when we encourage each other, when we meet with each other, when we say, yeah, you haven't gone around the bend, yeah, this is your spiritual gifts coming in. When we help lift each other, it helps amplify the wattage, and it helps ourselves as well as the others that we are doing reads or doing spiritual work for, or that we're even doing, like often I'll do, like the light singing that you saw me do. I'll do that quietly in my living room, quietly as in to myself, you know. This is me doing that work in my own space privately, might be the thing that I would say more. So people that I'm doing that kind of healing work or that kind of energy work, they won't know that I'm doing it. I don't call my sister and say, hey, I'm doing this work, I'm doing this work. But there has been times that I have been doing that work. There's times when it is definitely noticed and felt, and then I'll hear back from the sister about what's going on. Now I have 5 sisters and 1 brother. So there's times when I'm doing that, and it does make a difference. It helps raise the vibration of the planet. So whenever we can do that, it's helpful and it's strong for us. What else is going on? We feel like we need to compete. And we feel like somebody else is coming through and going to cut all the flame or the light off of those candlesticks. it is actually impossible for that to happen, because our light that emanates from within us is up to us. So even if somebody else comes and cuts off all the tops of the candles, it doesn't mean we don't find another way to shine. We do. That is our strength, to figure out how to get out of the trap, how to follow the inner nudge, and how to keep moving forward anyway. We've got the Knight of Swords coming through with the truth. Getting out of the trap, getting out of all of those crazy traps that we set for ourselves, and following our gentle intuition is the gift. And this understanding that we get to honor our gentle intuition, where other people might think, oh, that's doubt, and they might just only ever just consider that as doubt and not go down this rabbit hole of spiritual truth. Some of us need to go down the rabbit hole of spiritual truth and being the light. And if that is what you're called to do, you can't get out of it. You can't. It's like the judgment card that comes through. You can't get out of that. If that's your calling and that's what you're meant to hold and what you're meant to lift, the universe will guide you towards it. You will feel pulled towards it. It's the pull of the moon. It's going to be guided and guarded, and you're going to be maneuvered through, around, and to, whether you know it or not. Now, 15 years ago, would I have known that I would have been doing this? I had been doing tarot, but TikTok hadn't even been invented, right? So how would I know that I would be doing this? I wouldn't have known. There would be variables that come into play that we wouldn't know. So my love of tarot and the cards that I had and the things that I had done kind of a little bit more quietly, certainly a lot more quietly than TikTok would allow, it just wouldn't have been the same. But it doesn't mean the universe isn't preparing us all along the way. Yeah, see your shadow, understand, own, and honor your shadow, and go through it anyway. And don't let doubt get in your way, guys. Not at all. Not at all. Hold your light up in whatever way feels right and authentic to you. And who cares if anybody else gets it or not? It's not up to them to get how the light comes. The light is meant to eliminate you, illuminate you, light up your being, light up your soul, so that you are carrying light forward. That's the main purpose of your spiritual gifts, is to illuminate your soul. That's what I've got. All right, guys, I think I'm probably going to leave it there and head down to my kitchen and see what's going on when my daughter comes over. And I think that's going to be the plan. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, everybody. Hey, Renee, thank you for being here, everyone. All right, I'm going to let this go. Kim saying Alta's about 15 minutes out, so that gives me enough time to get down there, and maybe we'll figure out whether we're making peanut butter sandwiches or reorganizing this, that, the other. But we'll figure it out. And then I'll probably be on tonight is what I'm thinking. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. Mwah. Thank you. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.